question for both of you guys. What's it been like working with Coach Brigale this spring?
I think working with Coach Bringill this spring has been very good for me. He has a lot of knowledge. He played in the defense, so he knows everything, the ins and outs of it. And I think like having somebody that's played in the defense, you can't ask for anything more.
Yeah, I would say, similar to what he said. He's just a great coach. He comes out with a lot of energy at practice. You see him like running around out there, chasing us to run to the ball. He's huge on that, running to the ball. Just playing with effort, playing with dominant contact, stuff like that. And like he said, he's played in the system, so like he knows what it's like. He knows how it is out there.
And Max, what brought you to Tucson?
I would say the opportunity. Ever since I was a little kid, I just want to, challenge myself to play at the, Power 4 level. And so the opportunity that Tucson brought me, the brotherhood that they brought me, that came in and offered me open arms. That's what brought me here.
And so I noticed you started at Incarnate Word, Louisiana Monroe, Texas State, and now here. How would you summarize your college journey and just kind of the things that you've learned along the way?
I would say my college journey has been, it's been a ride. Obviously coming out of high school, I wasn't highly recruited. Came out 0 stars, Incarnate Word I felt like was my best opportunity to play at that time because that's my main thing is I always want to play. So I went to Incarnate Word, ended up going to ULM, loved it there. They offered me, a different style of defense, gave me a different style of the game, like see things differently. Same thing at Texas State. I think playing at these schools just increased my knowledge of the game, and that's what I'm hoping to do here as well.
And why do you think your journey got you into this position to where you're now ready to play at the Power 4 level?
Just showing at each level, FCS, I started as a freshman, a lot of people can't say that they did that. So I think starting as a freshman and then moving up to the FBS level, playing there, starting there, starting at Texas State, I think that shows that, even when we went against the Power 5 schools like last year I played against Arizona State, I think that proved that I could play at this level as well.
For both of you, how are you guys feeling about the spring game coming up on Saturday?
I'm excited. I'm excited to get out there with the fans. Just see everybody pop out, see all the fun things that we have going on.
I would agree with that. I'm excited to see the atmosphere. Like I said, that's one of the things that also brought me to Tucson is the atmosphere that I know that they can offer. So I'm excited to be around it.
Have you gotten any interaction with fans yet, or is this going to be your first time out?
This will be my first time around, yeah.
This one's for Taye. Just what's it like, getting to go through this process with Genesis, and now you have Trey coming back, just a couple of Hamilton Huskies now here in Tucson.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's definitely great, seeing like familiar faces, that you've been with since high school. Trey, he's an amazing player. He's gonna go out there, give it his all. Same with Genesis. He's really stepping into a leadership role, and I'm excited to go out there and ball with him.
How did Hamilton help prepare you for the college game?
Big shout out to Hamilton, Coach Z, Coach Doherty, Coach Barker, just all them. They just helped me throughout my journey since freshman year, really. Just helped me like develop in the weight room and on the field, as well as academically.
So, Max, are you originally from Alabama?
Yes, I was born in Montgomery, Alabama. I moved to Arlington when I was like very young, probably about 2nd grade.
Okay. And then, what do you remember about just like your upbringing, your childhood?
I remember.
How'd you fall in love with football?
Yeah, I remember moving from Alabama, and I think my mom had met my Pee Wee coach. Shout out Coach Dietrich Mosley. I went out there, I didn't have any knowledge of football, just went out there, and they was like, listen, they saw something in me. They saw that I was physical, and ever since then, I played with the same Pee Wee team all the way up to pretty much like high school. So fell in love with the game because I had coaches that believed in me at a young age, that always pushed me, helped me focus on the details ever since I was little. So.
Did you always play linebacker?
I played linebacker and running back. So, and then I played safety as well, like in high school and then at ULM.
For Taye, is there much of a difference between this defense last year and this year with Danny at the helm?
Really, I just feel like we're focusing more on red line. Just more effort, 100, execution, prove it. Accountability, just gotta own it, fix it. Really, just out there, just really honing in on that effort piece, just running to the ball, getting all 11 hats to the ball. Stuff like that.
And then one more with Chase Kennedy playing more of a linebacker role this year. What has the interaction been with you two in terms of maybe working off each other, kind of getting to know the position a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean he's a great player. He's gifted athletically. He's just really getting more comfortable out there on the field. He can really bring like a different side to it. Like he's great at pass rushing and stuff like that. So he can really bring that to the table.
Taye, I know you talked about red line, but for linebackers specifically, how does your job differentiate from last year to this year in terms of just leadership and all that on the field for you?
For me, I mean, really hasn't. It's really, I mean, to be honest, just getting back to that red line piece. Just getting out there, just approaching each practice, like differently. Just like going out there, giving it my all. Just really, it really all ties back to the red line piece. That's what we're really touching on this season.
And then Max, you had a teammate that also came over here, and Isaiah. What is it like going up against him in practice, and just the connection you guys maybe had at Texas State too?
Ish, man, that's my dog. We came over here, knowing that he's a hard worker, and having somebody that, we have the same goals. We both started off FCS, went to FBS, and now we're at this, at this level. So it feels good having him at practice. Going against him, man, it's just going to give it his all every single rep, whether it's, pass protection, whether it's, open field tackling on the running backs and things like that. I know it's just going to give it his all, so that just pushes me to go even harder.
One question for each. For Max, it's not uncommon for someone to switch schools multiple times nowadays. But when you do that, you're entering into a new social situation. There's academic issues how have you just kind of dealt with those parts of this college life that you've chosen?
I would say I think I adjust well to things. Playing football has helped me do that. Like, there's things you can do on the football field. You can prepare all week, and then, they come out with a whole different thing. So I think that's how I approached it. I apply football to the game of life a lot. So I came here, it was a lot on my plate, but at the end of the day, I just got to take it on and, take each thing one by one, take a deep breath, and realize it's not the end of the world. You know what I mean?
Right. For Taye, when you sat down and looked at your film from last year, whether with the coach or yourself, what did you see on that film, and what are some of the areas where you felt like, I could do better at this, or this?
Yeah, for sure. Coach Bringill talks about it a lot. He talks about, dominant contact. He wants us going through guys and not catching guys or just like bracing for guys. He wants us going through guys, and I feel like that's something I could improve on. I feel like I see the game pretty well. I just need to be more aggressive and, more downhill, things like that.
Question for both. Riley Wilson's another guy that's in that mix there. What have you seen out of him so far?
Riley, man, that guy's going to give effort. Yeah. That's another guy another FCS guy, and I feel like, he's always going to, rise to the occasion, accept the challenge, whether it's, challenge him to get his pass rush better, challenge him to get his coverage better, just like anything we do, he's always going to be 100 miles an hour, 100% of the time. So that's one thing.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the same thing, Ever since he got here, he's always had a lot of juice, and he's always just like, you can tell he like really loves the game. Whether it's workouts, out there doing our winter conditioning or out here on the field, he just loves to be out here.
When you guys, maybe another question for both, when you guys have the three linebacker lineup, what do you like about that, and just kind of what it does to the offense?
I love the fact that we bring a lot of different, we're really dynamic. We all bring something different, and our style of play. My style of play may be different from Riley's, and it may be different from Taye's. And now when we're all on the field, it's just causing havoc.
Oh, I mean, to be honest, I'm just really excited for a three linebacker set. Cause I feel like we got some dudes at linebacker this year. I feel like, we should all be out there on the field. Coach G says it a lot. He wants to have the best 11 on the field, and I feel like we got a really good linebacker crew this year, and we can go out there and improve it.
All right, that's our time.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you.
Of course.